Hello! Sorry, I have a cold, but I've overplayed it there a little. Welcome back to I Hear Good Things, the podcast. A podcast that's usually about music, but this time not so much. This is a bit of a serious one. It's about Iran. I'll be talking with my friend about her experience growing up in Iran, leaving Iran, and what's happening now. I won't use her real name for obvious reasons. She suggested I call her Jasmine, which is confusing because I've had my friend Jasmine on before, but let's go with that. So if you're here for a good time, not today, sorry. I had to go outside and sit down for a while after our chat. It's pretty heavy. If you're wondering what's happening with my trimmer, I managed to unbox it just in time for this episode. I didn't want to stand up before you today having not unboxed my trimmer, so put it together yesterday. It's the one from Temu. Pretty bad quality. I started it up and I tried the softest possible blade, broke immediately within 2 seconds. Put on a much heavier blade, which kind of works, but it's not so good. Gets caught in the grass, not very good. They did give me some gloves. Say what you will about the Chinese and the quality of their products, they do want you to be safe and comfortable. So thanks for the gloves, Temu. Not so much for the trimmer. I'll let you know where we go from here. Apart from that, we'll get right into it. I'm trying a new microphone technique where they said point it 45 degrees at your cheek. So this is coming to you from my cheek. Hopefully it works. See you after this little bit of music. Let's talk about some new releases. As always, there's a playlist in the show notes with all these songs on it. I do it for Apple Music and Spotify. Do you need it for another service? I'm not made of services, but I'll see what I can do. Mail at iheargoodthings.com. Starting with Australia, and probably the biggest name release is Pond. Pond is part of the Tame Impala extended universe. They've shared members in the past. I like them more than Tame Impala. They play psychedelic rock still, but with a much fuller sound than the early Tame Impala records that they played on. Lots of good songs in this one. They said they wanted it to sound like goths at a pub. Sure. Pretty good. The album's called Terrestrials. The Pretty Littles have released their 8th album, Mulga Wire. I'd never heard of these guys before, but this is another one from my list of most Australian albums. Accent, fully present. They're from Melbourne, and it's the kind of melodic pub rock that I crave. Good stuff. Mola have returned after 29 years with their second album, 69, the funny number. Wow, I was only vaguely aware of them in 1997 when their first album came out. They were on some compilation I had, Australian artists. But I think this returned album is great. If you miss the sound of Australian alternative rock in the 90s, and anyone who was there does, check it out. Any Young Mechanic have released their debut album, The Modern Shoe is Ruining the Foot. 100% agree. I assumed this was a solo artist because of how prominent the singer is, Sam Wilson, in the mix. That's kind of a Mac DeMarco feel to it if he put some passion into his vocals. But no, it's a 5-piece from Adelaide. They say they're influenced by Black Midi and Black Country New Road, which I only learned this week is called the Windmill Scene. I had to look up why. Apparently it's named after the Windmill pub in South London, which was supportive of a lot of those sort of experimental bands from London, Squid, Goat Girl, etc. This kind of stuff is hugely influential for the kids today, making rock music. And I feel like a lot of the music that's inspired by that scene is pretty insufferable, but this is not. I wouldn't have guessed they were even into that stuff, because it's more just open-hearted folk rock, big and fun. And lastly from Australia, another debut album from Daisy Kilborn, All the Hurt. This is very lovely acoustic folk from Melbourne singer-songwriter. She says she's very 70s Flower Child inspired. I've been putting it on when I need to relax. Very helpful. Might end up being my most played album of the year if the world continues as it is. We'll stop briefly in New Zealand before heading overseas. Office Dog have returned with their second album, Prime Corner. Some people are really, really interested in having dogs in the office. There's about 18 months of people asking if they can bring the dogs to my office before the overlords finally shut it down. No dogs, but then there was a wombat for a while. Anyway, quite liked Office Dog's first album. They seem to have sort of one big catchy song per album and lots of pretty mellow stuff. Reminds me a bit of Plus Minus from the noughties. It feels like it should be from somewhere cold, but it's only Auckland. Is Auckland cold? Maybe it is. All right. Heading overseas, and one of the biggest releases of the year, if not the biggest, Olivia Rodrigo. You seem pretty sad for a girl so in love. You can tell from the title that this music is not meant for me, but still, I was pretty disappointed with this because I thought her last album was great. Big improvement on her debut, which was juvenilia by comparison, I would say. This new one has some okay songs, but just seems to be trending so much towards the generic female pop sound that has become ubiquitous since Folklore by Taylor Swift. I thought Olivia was making great music outside of that mold, so for me, it's sad to see her go in this more generic direction. She's well and truly turned away from rock here, which is kind of odd for an album that's weirdly focused on The Cure. There's a song bragging that she knows Robert Smith, and then Robert Smith actually turns up on one of the tracks. One of the singles is called The Cure. She says that's a coincidence, but come on. Anyway, I feel we've lost a real one to the sludge of Swiftcore, so that's sad. But she seems like a lovely person in interviews, and I think she'll keep being a cool presence in pop culture, even if the music gets worse. Someone on Discord said Olivia is like a version of Taylor who mentally grew past high school, which resonates. Should I have a Discord? Mail at heargoodthings.com. Okay, Pussy Riot have released their debut album, Suka. If you're on the internet in 2012, you probably remember Pussy Riot. They were kind of anarchist, street art-based protest collective in Russia, which was initially responding to Putin saying he would run for a third term, with implication being he's going to become a forever leader, basically. Their big defining moment was this protest in a cathedral where they said they were asking the Virgin Mary to get rid of Putin. 3 of them got arrested and 1 was let go, but the other 2 were sent to these forced labor colonies. They then got released as part of a sort of Russian celebration amnesty thing in 2013 and went and started a media outlet focused on the Russian justice system. More recently, they've all been declared extremists and can't set foot in Russia, but they sort of tour as a band. They play Glastonbury, etc. Anyway, I expected this to be pretty straightforward punk rock, but it's actually a kind of very icy electropop. If you've ever listened to Russian pop, they do all sound a bit cold up there. Probably the one Russian pop song people know is All the Things She Said by Tatu. And this is not like that, but without the guitars. Putin features on the title track, which is a nice olive branch from him. If you wish Grimes still had something to complain about, you might enjoy this. I like it. Again, it's called Suka, which means bitch. Kuroko, Music is Medicine, EP. This is electropop in the extreme other direction. This is very cute rather than righteously angry. Friends don't break up, but they can break each other's heart, she sings on the first track. Very nice. She's a German electronic artist with, I guess, a Japanese background. Another one I hadn't heard of before, but I'll be going back to check out her older stuff. Really nice production, very sweet. Bucko, Casinos and Landfills. Jack sent me Bucko because he thought it was me, Core, and it is. lovely country vocal with bursts of loud guitar that will immediately remind you of Wednesday. They've labelled themselves honky tonk goof rock, which makes them sound more fun than this album is actually. But yes, it's me core. One of my favourite artists is Lydia Lovelace. She has a country vocal with a punk attitude in the music. That's me core. Country just keeps growing on a person the older you get, does it not? What can you do? And finally, speaking of favourite artists, Joan as Policewoman has released Real Life Evolution. I think this is still the artist I've seen the most times live because I just automatically buy a ticket if I hear she's coming. Wonderful artist, one of my favourite voices ever. First saw her in the Basement, which is now closing again after being run by the hamburger people the last few years. This is a reimagined version of her debut album, which came out all the way back in 2005. And it's really different, much more musically sophisticated takes on the songs, I would say. Definitely worth listening to as an album in its own right. It would be strange if this was your first Joan as Policewoman album, but also not a bad place to start. That's all for this round. Hope you find something you like in there, even if it's Olivia Rodrigo. There are a couple of good songs on there. So a couple of months ago, a few of us were talking about our weekends, and my friend we're calling Jasmine mentioned there'd been a protest for Iran in the city. And I said, oh, if there's another one, I'd like to come along. And she said, well, yeah, it's every weekend. So turns out people had been protesting in support of the Iranian people and against the Iranian government every Sunday since the horrible events in January, which we'll talk about here. And this was something I hadn't seen reported on at all, even though it was regularly shutting down some of the main streets in the CBD and ending with big gatherings in Martin Place, like a huge stage and speakers and stuff. I told her she should invite some Nazis to get press coverage, but she wasn't interested. I find protests so strange because it's an irony-free zone. It's very unusual. And chanting is very weird if you're used to not taking things particularly seriously. She asked me if I'd ever been to a protest before, and the only one I could think of was Slutwalk. Does anyone remember that? She thought it was very funny that I'd only been to one protest 13 years ago, whatever. But I learned so much from going to this. She was teaching me about everything as we walked along, pointing out, symbols and things. And then got to Martin Place. There was over an hour of speeches from various people. National songs were played, lots more chanting. Everyone I met was very lovely, and they were thanking me for being there, which feels very awkward because I'm here once, you're here every weekend. And I know it sounds silly or just shows my naivety and lack of real problems, but it made the idea of dying for something bigger than yourself very real to me. And it's in Martin Place where there's monuments to people who died in the war, so that rubs it in a little as well. Anyway, I'd love for more people to know about all this, and it feels like one of the only things we can do to help the people of Iran is to amplify their voices. So here's my friend Jasmine. Hello, thank you for talking to me.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me today.
Of course. Yeah. You're from Iran?
Yeah,
and
I was born there.
Mm-hmm. And you watched the soccer game on Tuesday?
Of course, Iranian, they are big fan of football. And I was born in a family, they are football player. Every time the national team had a game, we as a family gathered together. And we had a stress for every second of the football.
You weren't allowed to go to the stadiums, were you, in Iran?
As a woman, I haven't been in a stadium in Iran. every time my brothers and my father, they decided to go to stadium, I thought it is a normal. Okay, they are allowed to go. I didn't ask any question. But I was watching from television, and I have a good family. They allowed me to watch football, because some families, they say football is good for girls.
So some people don't even let women watch on TV.
Yeah, imagine 30 years ago, life was different. Everything was different. I was different too.
So tell me about that. Tell me about where you were born and what it was like when you were little.
I was born in a small city in south of Iran. As a kid, we didn't have anything. Imagine, as a playground, nothing. We just played on we played together in the alleys and in the streets together. And I was born in a Muslim family, but I can't call them the actual Muslim, because I grew up very happy, I had a good childhood.
So you mean they were not very strict Muslim?
Yeah. Imagine sometimes before I went to school, I didn't cover my hair, and my parent didn't say anything, but one of my uncles said, "Why you didn't cover your hair?" And I was shocked. And I can remember one time he beat at me. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Because of my nail, I put some, what is the word? Jelly on my nail or something.
Yeah, like nail polish.
Yeah, nail polish. Oh, I was, I think, around 7 or something. Yeah. And he beat at me, and I said, "Go to your home." And I can't remember, he beat at my head. It is very normal.
Right. That's
Not
horrible.
nowadays, but in my age it was normal, because
Right.
we've been beaten by our teacher, by our principals, by people, by random people in streets.
In the street.
Because some people, they only think about the time you want to get married, and shouldn't be anything behind a girl when want to marry, because they ask, how was this girl before getting married? Good hijab, good Muslim,
No nail polish.
no nail polish, no makeup.
Mm.
And because of that, he wanted to protect me,
Okay.
protect my future.
Yeah.
And he said, "Don't play with boys," because I was playing football with them.
So you became more serious about Islam when you got a bit older?
Yeah. After I went to school, I started learning Quran. It was funny, there was no any Quran in our home. I don't know why, because my mom every day, she prays. I don't know, and I didn't know there is a Quran or something. And I went to school, and I was a good, student, and I learned everything very quickly. So I didn't know I was a target. I thought my teacher, they like me, so they pushed me to go to this way. Oh, you are good in memorizing in Quran. So I started memorizing, and every time they cheered for me, I became more serious about it. I started covering my hair. More. Imagine, only my eye. Because my teacher and my principal, they said, "Oh, you are great. You are a good student." And that was the way they like me. So
Yeah, so that's positive reinforcement. So they've seen you as a target for someone who can become a strict Muslim and become loyal to the regime.
Because on that time, there were some conflicts in my family. Not my parents in both sides of my family. So I decided to spend more time in school and spend more time with my teachers. I was so quick in everything, imagine mathematics. And they said, so you don't need to be in your class because you are learning very quickly. So, it's time to go, because in every school there is a mosque.
Mm-hmm.
It's not actual mosque, but they call it namaz khane. Namaz means pray to God. Khane means home.
Mm-hmm.
This room is a room for praying to God. So I spend most of the time, especially in elementary school, in that room.
Right. And it was kind of an escape from family conflicts.
Yeah.
So elementary school, you're still quite young.
And you are a good target.
Mm.
Because of that, nowadays, if you looked at some videos are coming from the inside of Iran, there are many young children. They have gone and they are cheering for the supreme leader.
Mm.
I was one of them.
Mm. Do you have any idea of what proportion of kids would become loyal to the regime compared to skeptical?
In my age, many, 90%.
90% become loyal.
Because imagine the revolution was so new, and imagine the revolution happened after two years. The war happened with Iraq, and people didn't have time to think about what happened to them. And I was born, the fundamental supreme leader dead, and they said, we have a new era or something. And they started to spend time in kids and making them soldier.
Mm.
Yeah. So nowadays, they only the most, imagine the IRGC, the supporters, they are only, I can say, 20% maximum. Because nowadays there are some gathering, they call it Parcham. Parcham means flag. Every night they are in the street with the Islamic Republic flag, and you can count them because there are not too much.
Mm-hmm.
Before, for example, 20 years ago or maybe 10 years ago, situation was different. We thought this is the normal life every people has in the world. Because we didn't have a chance to go to travel. Because we were poor, we are poor still, and we don't have a good travel document to travel. So we thought, okay, every country has some conflicts, has some problems. The economic crisis are everywhere. And we thought our leaders, they care about us.
So what did you think Iran's place in the world was? Did you think everyone outside is an enemy, or just you didn't really know what people thought about Iran?
Okay, as a Muslim child, especially the Shia one, thought we are the selected nation.
Right.
For the God. And as a selected nation, I thought I was so sorry for the part of the world they are not Muslim.
Okay.
And oh my God, we are going to heaven. What will happen to them? They didn't know about it. We should tell them. I was worried, Okay, we are going to heaven. So we call the other people kuffar. Kuffar means non-religious people.
And does that include like Christians and Buddhists
and
everyone?
Oh my God, they also, the Muslim, they are good with the Christian.
Okay.
Yeah, kind of. Because, there are two types of Muslims. Sunni, Shia. Sunni, they are the fundamental one. Mm-hmm. They call the Shia, as like the Protestant and what is that, the Catholic one?
Yep.
Yeah. The Sunni, they are fundamental. They don't want to travel to the West countries.
Right.
Have you seen any Saudi Arabian people here working? No. Kuwaiti? No. They are fundamental. They don't believe to travel to the Western people because they are not a selected people.
Right.
But about the Shia, they are different. They want to more be adopted with the Western country.
Okay.
And if you look at the Iranian regime, they are in suit
Yep.
compared to the Arab countries. They are not in the suit.
Mm-hmm.
So, Shia, especially those in Iran, they are with Christian because there were many Christian in Iran before the revolution. And also, but about the Jews, it's different. They thought Jews are enemy.
So both Sunni and Shia would say Jews are
Yes.
the enemy? Yeah.
It's enemy.
But you felt a sort of solidarity with other Muslim nations.
Yeah, I thought they are saying truth. Yeah, it is crazy, just Muslim go to heaven. And this is crazy, just Muslim. And I wanted to every people be Muslim because we found a good way. Why you don't follow it? Because I thought that they call it Islam the religion of peace.
Yeah, I mean, that was the same for me growing up. Christian was, because I was from a more fundamentalist background, I guess. So it was the same thing. It was like only Christians are going to heaven and we need to tell everyone else. Yeah. So.
But they just need to tell, but we want to force them.
Yeah, okay, that's a bit different.
There is something, they call it Amr b'ma'ruf wa nahy az munkar. Amr b'ma'ruf, it means you should force them.
Right.
Nahy az munkar means if they are doing something wrong, you should stop it.
Right, with force.
With force.
This is the Shia believe this more or the Sunnis?
I don't know, but because I wasn't be part of the Sunni.
Yeah.
But Shia, they try to say to the other people, we are better than Sunni. But I believe Sunni people, they have some, principles. But Shia, they can break everything.
Right.
Because of that, they are negotiating with the enemy now. As I born, that's the America. But now they are negotiating with the America.
We'll come to that a bit later. But just to continue your story, so you went into high school still very Muslim.
There are 3 stages for school in Iran. Elementary, middle, and the high school. Elementary, I was religious. And I won many prizes for that. And my family didn't know, especially my mom, because she was busy with the other kids. I have 3 younger brother. So she was busy and she was young, my mom. When I was born, she was only 16 years old.
Wow, yeah.
Imagine, she was a child.
Yeah.
Because in Islam, she did a good thing. She got married in age 15. Because of that, my father was busy with the household things, making money. And she was young and she was busy with other kids. And I was busy with teachers and Quran, Islam. And every day there was another prize from the top level of, what do you call it? There is a department for education. I received money prize for them, from them. Yeah.
So would your parents have been concerned that you were getting so religious?
They didn't know about it. My mother didn't came to my school when I was elementary. I can't remember. The first day of school, I went lonely. I was alone. I just walked to school. Imagine, as a kid, 6 years old. And I was religious, fundamental. I went to middle school. And my dad bought the first computer for us. I was age 14, the third year of the middle school. And I joined the internet. I joined the Yahoo Messenger. Start talking with others and seeing websites. Oh my God, they all should be in hell. What is this? Oh my God. And I imagine my deep down was so sad about myself. Maybe because I feel guilty still. Imagine, as a Muslim, I feel guilty. I'm going, maybe the heaven and hell is right. And
so you feel guilty for being on the internet, talking to people?
Talking with people, talking with boys. And sometimes I feel I should color my hair.
Yeah.
It is my deep down. And the good time was I went to high school. Everything been changed. There are some not the celebration, the funeral for the Imam Hussein. It is a big carnival. Every year happen in the Shia, not the Sunni people. They don't believe to these things. And imagine I went to the carnival with my classmates and I covered my hair. My mom saw me and she said, come. And she pushed back my cover and said, don't do it. You are so ugly with this.
Oh.
And I was ashamed in front of my friends.
Yeah.
Because their family was so religious. I wanted to be one of them. Especially my dad didn't pray anymore. He was a big shame for me every time. And he didn't say anything about why he didn't want to pray. Just say, I don't want to pray. Give me an answer. Yeah, I think I was raised in the confusion every time. And imagine my grandfather, he was against all of these things.
Against all religion.
And he was saying bad words every second to the government, to the Khomeini. Khomeini was a hero for us because he came to country and saved us from the monarchist, the Shah. He was a bad guy. He sold his wife to the American people. And my grandfather every time, Mark by Khomeini, it means death to the Khomeini. My God, what? And they just say, and when we answered, they didn't respond. I don't know why. And now I know why. Because they wanted to protect us. If we knew, we go to school and say something, and something will happen to our family and to ourselves. Yeah.
So getting on the internet and talking to people, and you're talking to people outside Iran, right? Yeah. So is that what started to make you more skeptical of the government or skeptical of Islam? Or both?
It wasn't about the government. The big thing happened when I went to university. I went to university. I started discovering around myself. And finally I saw some people, they were thinking different. They said something about the before revolution. I didn't know anything because there was nothing in the books.
Okay, so you weren't taught anything before the revolution.
Everything has changed. You can't find anything. And Khomeini said, Our history is started from 97-9. Before that, everything was a shame for our nation. So we didn't know anything. And I saw my classmates, they had a different family, and I started talking with them and learned many things. So I started browsing in the internet. And internet was not banned compared to now. Every website were open. I started learning. I found, okay, they changed the history we have. And I stopped praying constantly, but imagine I didn't pray for a week. After that, I feel guilty. I started again.
Yeah.
It was back and forward between two personality.
Which I think is common for a lot of people, especially at that age, when their worldview is changing, and it's not a clean switch from one to the other. It's all blended, yeah. So by the end of university, what had happened to you? What were you thinking?
I was my second year of university. I was in the middle of the first movement I saw in my life. The green movement happened.
Green.
We call it green movement. I was second year university. It was the first time I could vote. And I thought I'm doing a great things because I'm voting. And there are two parties in Iran. One is fundamentalist, the second is reformist. And on that age, all of us believed to the reformists. We thought they want to reform. So I decided to vote for reform. And imagine 100 voters, 80% vote for that candidate we vote. But the day after the voting, they said, do you know about Ahmadinejad? The crazy guy? Ahmadinejad was 8 years our president. Yeah, they said, he won. I know all of us voted for the other guy. So we went to the street. Not every corner of the Iran, but most of the protesters were people like us, the students. And that was the first time I saw they are beating us.
What year was this?
Let me to check in our calendar. It was 2009.
Okay.
Yeah. There was another movement before. I wasn't part of that. I didn't know anything about it. But this time, I was part of that. 2009, they started shooting people. Imagine, I've heard they threw some students from the building. And some of family, they lost their children and they couldn't find them yet. From 2009, they are looking for their children.
And this was all over Iran? Or just in Tehran? Or
I was in Shiraz on that time, in the south, a big city in south. It happened to the big cities, it wasn't happened to the small cities, but I was in big cities. And yeah, they lost their children in Shiraz, Esfahan, Mashhad, everywhere. And imagine when you go for your children's body, there is no one to answer to you, and they beat you. They call your children as a munafiq. Munafiq means against the Islam. Your children is against Islam. They are following the Western things. And if you say something, you send you to the jail. And after that, they hang you according to the Islam. It's good for you. Yeah. Everything is based on the Sharia law in Iran. There is no rules, something like in Australia. Everything is according to the Quran, and they call it Shari'ullah.
Mm.
Yeah.
So is this what turned you against the government?
Yeah, because I said, and it was our motto. Where is our vote?
Mm.
We thought we can return back our vote. We were fooled.
Mm.
We thought they counted our vote. And on that time, the fraction happened between people and government. It was a sort of that, the 2009. Mm-hmm. And people found the government doesn't count them. And 4 years after that, there was another, every 4 years, there is a, what we call it when we vote?
Election.
Every 4 years, there is an election. And imagine after 4 years, I was 24 years, yeah? It was our motto. We want to return back our vote. And again, we vote. It was our mistake. As a people, as a nation. Now, we found every time we vote, we give more legitimacy to them. And they use the number of voters for the Western media and Western people. Why you are asking questions about our government, our people like us?
They voted for us, yeah.
They voted.
So they're saying to the world that it's a democratic
It's a democratic,
country.
There is an election. I was in the line, in the big line for 2 hours.
Mm.
And we are blaming ourselves now.
Mm. So what was it like for you to leave Iran? How did you feel coming away from there?
Honestly, I didn't want to leave.
Mm-hmm.
Every Iranian go to university and see university as an elevator to go overseas.
Okay.
Because we can use our degrees and these things and learn English and travel overseas. I was against that. I said, I want to stay here and I want to build country because I was so patriot every time. I said, I want to stay. My friends, one by one, left the country.
Mm.
I decided to study master. I got my master. And I decided to go more for PhD.
Mm-hmm.
And I was a selected student without exam to go there. I had a professor, he said, don't do it. And he said, if you hear and tomorrow you wake up and heard the Shah is returned back, don't listen and run away from the country. I didn't know why he's saying. Now I can understand why he said to me, because imagine spent 4 years in the school again for PhD. I couldn't find any job. Every job, about the behavioral interview.
Yeah.
In the behavioral interview, they ask question. They ask you to read Quran. Okay. How every pray, how you how you pray, and after that, do you go to the namaz jome? Who is your marja taqlid? Marja taqlid means the imam you follow for your Muslim things. You should follow someone because you are not enough smart to do.
Yeah.
So you need to follow. And every of them, they call it mujtahid. Mujtahid, it's a smart, and it should be man.
Right.
Yeah, amen. The smart guy, they are mullah, and they have book. You should buy their book, and you should keep their book. And if you open those books, I can bring one of those books in the future for you, and we can check every sentence of that. It is against humanity. Mm. The things you can't think about it as a human. I'm sorry for this one. For example, sex with a baby. How's it possible? As a human, how you think about it, and everything is about a man, not a woman. Woman should be good every time. Imagine, sorry, no often. I'm sorry. As a man, mistakenly, you decided to have a sex with a baby. So there are some rules for you to remove that guilty on yourself.
Right.
Yeah. So I didn't want to be part of them. In the time I left the country, it was a hardest second in my life. Imagine it was a plane. I was in the ground. I couldn't walk. And I was thinking, it's gonna be the last time I'm in the Iran soil. And I said to myself, no, you will return back. It's been 4 years, I couldn't return back.
But you would like to be back there and
Of course.
with your people. Yeah.
Iran is so beautiful, you can't imagine. 4 seasons in one day. In south, there are some islands, there are sea, ocean, everything. Okay, you are thinking I should go to the snow mountain. Just a ticket, go to the west of Iran, there is snow. Okay, I want to go to a tropical weather or something, to the north. I want to see some, history things. Every city has a history. It's not about 100 years ago, it's about 1,000 years ago. And people are so nice, hospitable, food. Every street, there are many poem and poetry and these things. Very different to this country we are living. Yeah.
So we went to the protest a few weeks ago.
A few months ago, yeah.
Yeah, a few months ago, we went to the protest. And those protests are happening every week, right? They're still happening?
Yeah. It's been 5 or 6 months. It's happening every week, yeah.
And tell me about why it started.
Let me return back to the December 2025. The market in Iran decided to close. Every shops closed their shops. Yeah, a strike. It means a strike or something, yeah. Walk out. It's a better word. Decided to close their shops because the economic situation is so crazy in Iran. Every day, imagine, I couldn't buy a home for myself. I was working more than 12 hours per day in Iran. I couldn't afford anything. Every day, I tried to find a job with more money. The economic was very far from me. And now it is more than 90% of Iranians, they are poor now. $1 is around 200,000 Iranian currency. So I decided to close our shop and protest. It started end of December 2025. The market started, the bazaar started, then students joined, the people joined, and government wanted to stop them, like the other movement. For example, every day we heard one person being killed. It was okay compared to one person, but people didn't stop. They continue.
This is all over Iran?
It was in the Tehran, some cities in Fars province, and also I've heard in the Isfahan province, but the market was closed in the entire of Iran. Yeah, the bazaar was closed. They said, we don't want to sell anything. We don't want to buy anything. The government should do something for us. Because every time we sell something, we need to buy double for our shop. And it was 6th of January. In the past 2 weeks, the people calling someone Crown Prince Reza Pahlavi, and they said, Farman bede Shahzadeh. Shahzadeh means prince. They call him prince. They said, command us, prince. And every people was calling him every corner. So he showed up. It was 6th of January and said, okay, you are out. So for 8th and 9th of January, from everywhere you are at home, you are in the street or everywhere, start saying mottos, slogans, and these things against the government and walk. He didn't say come to the street. He said everywhere you are, he said the 8 p.m. until 10 p.m., 8th and 9th of January.
This is the Shah saying this from, where is he?
He's in the United States.
Right.
And he said, okay, this is my first call out. I will let you another call out. It was the 8th of January. According to Australia time, it was 10 p.m. I called my family and begged them, Mommy, please, don't go out. And she said, oh, we don't want to go out. Why you all worried? We don't go out. After I woke up, the internet was gone in Iran. It was 9th of January. And I tried to call my family. The phone, everything was gone. I couldn't call them. Not via internet, not via phone. And okay. And I've knew the internal application was broken too. Everything. It was 9th of January. It passed. 10th of January passed. And from 10th of January, we received some footage of those nights. We just saw the bodies, the body bags. I started looking for my family there. And body bags. Can you remember we've been told 12,000 be killed? And you said, oh, the media, maybe they are, exaggerating. We told ourselves, yeah, they are exaggerating. They are exaggerating 12,000? How's possible? It's not, the number if you count. After 5 days, it was 5 days, 6 days, I don't know, the internet back. It was not the internet, the actual internet. Some people could connect via the Starlinks. We saw many videos, millions they were in the streets and every corner of Iran. I found my own family, my mom. She went to protest. And I didn't know. Imagine the internet back. My mom finally, after 20 days, she said, we were there. Because they were scared of saying something. She said, Mommy, can you remember the Muharram festival? I've told you about the Imam Hussein. Can you remember the festival? It's a big carnival. I said, yes. Mommy, double, no, triple people. No, all of the people of the city, they were in the street. And I asked, Mom, what are you chanting? She said, King Reza Pahlavi, please return back. I don't know what happened to them in the 4 years I've left the country. They started educated themselves, and all of them chanted. And the official numbers of the people being killed, it's 45,000 or something, but we know it's more than 100,000
Really?
because every time someone be murdered in Iran, the government officials gather their family and try to stop them. Don't say anything. If you say something, we kill your other child.
Yeah.
Because of that, I changed my Instagram. My name, my avatar, my everything. I unfollowed my own family. Because if they know, they will go for my family and they will threat them. If your daughter don't stop, we can send you to the jail. We can keep your children. It is very normal. Because of that, we don't know how many people been killed. How many people are present? How many people been in a big grave together? We've been told they sold the hair of the woman protester. It is crazy, because I've heard from many of families, they had to give money to the government to take back their children's body. It's not a check or something. They ask for money and gold. And the day you want to give your child to you, they say, give us sweet.
What? Huh.
And all of this are real. And we don't know how we can tell to the world, wake up, stop it. The things happen to us. It's going to happen to you. Because we live in liberation. Look at us. Your libertarian's going to be gone. With the way you are going, we live multiculturalism more than you guys. There are many languages in Iran. There are many ethnics in Iran, many religions in Iran. But by gaslighting with the other countries, they decided to change our government. Look what happened to us. And it will happen to every country. Look at the England, to the Britannia, UK, to the European. They will start to brainwash you. We've been brainwashed. My father's, he was so young. Imagine my mom was 16 when I was born. My father was 26. It is a disaster. A man got married with a child.
Yeah.
They've been brainwashed.
I guess it's a very big controversy at the moment about what you do with Muslims coming into Australia and
Everywhere.
England and everywhere.
They come with the slogan, Islam is a peace. When you read the Quran, you can find the real peace. They say, kill the kuffar. Kuffar, sorry, no offense, you are a kuffar. And if a Muslim kill kafir is the good. If you kill more kafir, you have a better place in heaven. A better place means there will be 72 virgin for you.
So are you worried about being seen at the protests? Because I know you pointed out some people who you said looked like they were from the regime who were there.
They are here. And can you remember the protests we went together? It wasn't enough people there. Why? Because most of people been threatened by government. They captured the asset of people. Because of that, they decided to stop going to protest. People like me, I don't care. I told my family, please, if they come for you, say, we don't have any daughter. And in Islam, we say, it means, what is the word when you disown?
Disowned, yeah.
Yeah. And I told my father, say, I disowned her. And I don't care about anything in Iran. Because this Iran, I don't want to travel to that. There is a blood of my compatriots in every street. Why I should I travel and give more legitimacy to them?
So one thing that was a bit unexpected for me at the protest was probably the biggest other group apart from Iranian people was the Jewish people. There was a guy speaking from a Jewish group and there were like Israeli flags, that sort of thing. So what's the relationship there between Iranian people and the Israelis?
Our relationship, it's not started, for example, a year ago. More than 2,000 years ago. Cyrus the Great. Do you know about the Jewish history?
A little bit, yeah.
Do you know about the first temple they lost?
Yeah.
They lost, and they were, I don't know, the Babylonian, they were prisoner of them or something, The
Babylonians came first, and then the Persians,
Yeah. Cyrus the Great went to the Jewish state and released them and returned back to Iran and said, this is your country, I don't want to rule you. I just want to liberate you. And our relationship started from that day. And because of that, we're asking, Baby Netanyahu, you owe us. We are descendant of Cyrus the Great. You are descendant of Judah. You should respond it. Because the time you need us, we came for you. We are now in prison. We need someone to release us. Honestly, we are hostage of the government. We don't want to be more hostage. And we are armless. We can't do anything without a foreign help. And because of that, Iranian has trust to the Israeli people. And before revolution, there were many Iranian Jews lived in Iran. They had to leave the country after the revolution happened. Because, the Jews are enemies of Muslim. If you want to stay here in Iran, you should be Muslim Shia. If you don't want to, okay. If you pay money to us as a tax, they call it jizya. And they decide, I don't want to pay you. Leave. And they leave.
But Christians don't need to pay
No,
tax.
Christian are friend.
So, like most Australians probably want to see the peace between Iran and America and Israel. But I know from going to the protests, your people very much don't want America to negotiate with Iran. So this week they said there was a peace agreement. So what do you think is going to happen now? Do you see any hope?
We are saying they are not trustable.
Right.
Why you are trusting them? They killed their own people. Why you want to open the Strait of Hormuz? It was already open. Why you close it? You want to deal with them? This is your choice. We don't follow your deal. Because now people, they are quiet in Iran because they want to know the result of the negotiation. If they are not part of that, they're gonna rise. They don't care about being killed in the street because they already seen that, the end of that. Every family in Iran has a, we call them Javidnam. Javidnam means murder in their home. So when you lost their children, you don't care. You go to the street. But that for the libertarian, your people, is the big gift you're gonna receive.
Yeah.
Honestly, the time we arrive, I will join them. The first week of January, the 8th of 9th, I was blaming myself why I wasn't there. I should die with them. Because I want to die for Iran. I want to have a grave in Iran. What I'm doing here? Just for, if we think for ourselves, Iran is going to be lost. Look at our descendants. They just think about Iran. So they could save our country for more than 2,000 years. We are the oldest nation, alive nation. So dying for country is the easy thing. So Trump want to do it. We will return back our country. We don't care about you. Because of that, we call the war, it's a war between Islamic regime and Trump.
Yeah.
The war wasn't related to us. But you said, stay in your home, and when the time arrives, take back your country. We stay. The reason we stayed, the more people stayed in their home, that was the Trump said. They were in the street. And now you are negotiating. You don't care. Bibi Netanyahu, if you don't want to help us, we are 90 millions. We say, the time one of us is alive, we will dance in your grave.
Yeah.
We are 90 million. 10 millions of us survive is going to be enough for our future.
Do you think Netanyahu has any interest in removing the regime if he could?
If regime survive, Israel can't survive. Because the ideology of regime is we want to remove Israel from the world. You know, when I was kid in Iran, I thought, oh my God, Jew people. And this is the ideology. How they can be changed. And Netanyahu knows this better than us. He knows because Israel is a small country, they can't survive in the Middle East. Especially they don't have any ally. The Arab country, they don't like them.
Yeah.
The only ally like them is Persian. They can't survive. They should leave Middle East. Saudi Arabia, they are fundamental. They don't like Jews. You know, they can pretend, but this is in the, I don't know, inheritance, what is the word? In their blood.
Yeah, it's ingrained. Yeah.
The only people can be ally of Israel is Iranian. No one else.
Do you think there's anything people can do here in Australia to help?
You know, the things just support people and support our voice. Our voice is Crown Princess of Pahlavi. When we want to talk about him, the people starting making joke about us. Oh my God, his father was a dictator. Mate, they changed the history. You know, you don't know anything about it. By the way, if his father was a dictator or something, this is our choice. Why you don't respect it?
Yeah.
We just want to respect, you know, as a nation. Just respect. This is why you in every country say, oh, his father. Why are you talking about his father? This is the man. This is the leader. We call him a transition leader. He's not here for rule or something. Because, you know, king, we don't call king. We call Shah. Shah means unity. It is in our blood. From 1,000 years ago, we had a Shah as a symbol of unity. They decided to ruin, but we want him returned back, not as a ruler now. It is the choice of the people. They want to vote for a monarchy. They want to vote for, I don't know, for a republic or something. This is their choice. But now, they can't please, just recognize him as our leader.
Mm-hmm.
When I, I've been in many senators. It's crazy. I went to some senator's office as a normal, ordinary people, and said, "Oh, help us and recognize him." And they started something bullshit. And they said, "We can give you money." Mate, I don't want your money. I have money. There is no way to send money to them.
Mm.
Please recognize him. But he went to European country, and the journalists, they didn't ask single question about 8th and 9th of January. And they said, "Hey, Reza Pahlavi, are you asset of Israel?"
Right. Mm.
Millions went to the street for him, but you are saying you're asset of Israel?
Mm.
You don't have any other question? And every time we are in the street, people, they saying this word to us. I put in comment in Instagram, and they reply to me, "Israel bot."
Right.
And I start writing in Farsi. They called me CIA bot. Seems the CIA bot is smarter than the Israeli bot and can speak multi-language. Yeah.
Wow. Well, thank you so much for talking to me about all of this.
Thank you so much again for having me. And yeah, I'm appreciative for the time you gave to me to talk about. If I want to talk about in Iran, I think I need hours and hours, Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Well, I hope you found that as fascinating as I did, if you don't know much about Iran. She's the loveliest person. Very happy to know her. But I did feel kind of shaken after that conversation, to be honest. If you need to calm down, I recommend Daisy Kilbourne. Thanks for joining me this time. I'll see you next time for the end of Season 2, Half Year Spectacular. Goodbye.
Thank you for replacing the Ayatollah Khomeini with another Ayatollah Khomeini. Thank you for replacing the Ayatollah Khomeini with another Ayatollah Khomeini. Thank you for fighting 20 years and replacing the Taliban with the Taliban. Shame our protest fell on them.